What is going on, everybody? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and I want to give a shout-out to Aura, our presenting sponsor of today's live show. They are an all-in-one digital safety tool that will help you and your loved ones stay protected online. And they'll get you hooked up with a 14-day free trial when you go to aura.com/chatsports. We'll put the link to that in the comment section and description of today's video, and we'll tell you more about them later on in today's show. But in today's live show, we got 2 live Q&As where you guys will be able to ask me questions. If you want to get your question on the show, use hashtag Giants in the comment section right now. Michael Kraus, what's up, brother? We also got some training camp battles to watch, position battles, as Giants training camp is less than 2 weeks away. So I picked 5 position battles that I think are going to be very important to watch during training camp and could be a telltale sign of who's going to make the Giants' 53-man roster. But to start today's show, I want to ask you guys this question. Is Saquon Barkley a top 10 running back in the NFL right now? Not talent, not skill, production-wise. Is he a top 10 running back in the NFL? Because yesterday, and on our episode of Giants Now yesterday, we talked about it. I'm sure all of you are subscribed and already saw that. But we broke down. ESPN put out an article where they interviewed coaches and executives and had them rank the top 10 running backs in the NFL. And Saquon Barkley did not make the list. Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Kamara, Joe Mixon, Christian McCaffrey, Najee Harris, Aaron Jones, Javonte Williams. My biggest beef is this. If you're not going to put Saquon Barkley in the list, which is fair because he's missed a lot of time, hasn't been all that productive when he's on the field, how in the hell does Christian McCaffrey make this list? He's been just as injured as a guy like Saquon Barkley through the past couple of years. Do I think Saquon Barkley deserved to make it? No, he hasn't performed like a top 10 running back the past couple of years. But for Christian McCaffrey to make it in front of him and Javonte Williams, I think it's a little early. I like Javonte Williams a lot. I'm not sure if he's a top 10 back yet, and I don't think his team thinks that either. They wouldn't have brought back Melvin Gordon. Darren Gale, what up, man? I never see you in the live shows, but Darren, one of the real ones. He's subscribed to Giants Now and Knicks Now. What's going on, bro? He said, love the channel and content as always. We do it for the real ones. Middle of July, and we're talking New York Giants football for all the diehards in here. But let me know, is Saquon a top 10 RB? Caesar says no. Mark says maybe. Tommy41 Tommy says Quadzilla will get back to top and shape explosive. Frankie said could be, but not yet. Michael says he wasn't last year, but will be a top 10 back this year. Tommy says we had no play calling, no coaching, no health. Everyone was injured, so this will be a breakout year easily. Tommy asked, did I win the bet? No, we have not gotten to 10,000 subscribers yet, and I'm going to be honest. It's looking like we're going to lose, and I'm going to be the loser of the bet. And the producer of today's show, he's the Browns Report host. So if you want to type FPD in the comment section, I'll give out a shout-out to everybody that does. I want to say yes, but he has to prove it. Big Cujo is back. What's going on, Brody? Today is National French Fry Day, and courtesy of Matthew Peterson, even though he runs the Browns channel and is going to beat us to 10,000 subscribers, unless we change that. It's up to you guys. He told me it was National French Fry Day, and we were talking about it, funny enough, in the office yesterday. We're from Texas, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are not from Texas. I said Whataburger has the best fries when they're fresh, because when you get them to go and you get home, they get a little bit cold. But I want to ask you, who has the best French fries? It can be a restaurant, it can be fast food, it can be something you get out of the freezer aisle at the grocery store. Let me know, in your opinion, who has the best French fries? I want someone to answer. It's National French Fry Day. Today for lunch, I had sweet potato fries. They've kind of grown on me a little bit. You know, it makes me feel like I'm eating a little bit more healthy, when I really don't think I am at all. I think they're just as bad for you, but in my mind, I feel a little better after I eat for sweet potato fries. David Griffin says Five Guys. I will say this, Five Guys, they give you a lot of fries to eat. They give you a whole brown bag. It's stained up with grease. They're good. I like a thin, crispy fry. That's my type of fry. What are they called? The shoestring fries? Shoestring fries are my go-to. Checkers and Rallies has, yes, those are good, even in the freezer aisle at Walmart. I like those as well. I don't really like steak fries, like the real thick ones. Chili's from Mr. NY Stadium. I don't know the last time I had Chili's French fries. Have any of you guys had Chili's fries in a while? Good take right here. Raising Cane's fries with the sauce slaps. It does. The sauce, but I will say this. If they're not crispy, I don't want them. I only like crispy French fries. McDonald's, Darren, yes. When they give you their A-plus game when it comes to the French fries, they're the best in the game, McDonald's. Cane's is a sleeper. Steak and shake fries from Cujo. Tommy 4-1, yes. Whataburger, in my opinion, their A-game's the best, but McDonald's is probably the most consistent. I like Chick-fil-A. A good waffle fry is good every once in a while. Boo Wagner in the chat. I'm a crinkle cut fries stink. Boo! Get this guy out of here. Come on, Wagner. You're better than this. I like my fries to be crispy. That's just me. Devon says red hot fries. Joe Black says Roy Rogers curly fries. Curly fries are slept on. They're not really as popular as they once were. Arby's, yes, their meats, not elite. Their curly fries, they are. I appreciate it. Wagner, thanks for being a good sport, man. All right, let's do this, as we always do on Giants Now. Shout out your city for me. Let me know where you're watching from, because, look, we thrive off audience interaction. I want to get to know you guys more and more as we continue to do videos every single day, and I like to know where you guys are watching from. I think it's really cool. Giants fans, they are all over the world, coast to coast, ocean to ocean. The Giants fans, they're everywhere. Let me know where you're watching from. Tommy says big Texas Whataburger, H-Town style. I don't know what H-Town style is, and I'm from Houston. That's probably not a good thing. Caesar says about the fry question, a local spot in Queens, New York, got the bomb-ass Belgian cut. What is a Belgian cut fry? Is that a lot more potato to skin ratio? I don't know. I don't know what a Belgian fry is. I'll have to look it up. Devon's watching from Pennsylvania. Rudy's tapping in from Phoenix. Darren, my guy, he's watching from Savannah, Georgia. Big Cujo from the Bay, Tampa Bay. Wagner's rocking out from Connecticut. Frontline, watching from Arlington, Texas. We are live from Dallas, Texas. Enemy territory. So I stand with you, Frontline. We got to rep the New York Giants down here in Dallas. Caesar says it's a big-ass French fry. Okay, I'll have to look at it and see what's up. I'm seeing some people are deleting their chats. What's going on here? Michael Kraus, Mr. NY Stadium. Where's Michael Kraus watching from so I don't insult myself again? Boca Raton, Florida. I botched that the first time. Very badly. Okay. So that's FAU? Florida Atlantic is in Boca Raton, Florida. All right. Tommy's getting a prediction for week 1. He says Giants 24, Titans 17. If that happens, I'd be pumped up. Frontline, I'm right there with you. We got to hold it down in enemy territory. All right, we got another question that I like to ask right here. Let me know. Or we'll do this one. If you're ready for the NFL season to start, if you're ready to see the New York Football Giants back on the gridiron every Sunday and get back into your routine of waking up, going to church, eating breakfast, whatever you do on a Sunday, that's your routine. If you're ready to get back into that and watch the Giants play football on Sunday with Brian Dable and Joe Shane and Wink Martindale and Mike Kafka and Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Wan'Dale Robinson, Kadarius Toney, all those guys, I want you to type me in the comment section right now. If you're ready for the season, ready to see the Giants back on the field on Sundays, I want you to type me in the comment section. I want to get the chat rate rolling right now. Everybody that types me in the comments, I'll give you a shout out right now. Michael Kraus is typing me. We got a super chat from Tutu. We'll get in a second. Devon types me. Big Cujo types go Big Blue. Caesar's typing me. Frontline's typing me. Wagner's typing me. Darren Gale's typing me. Cujo. Michael Kraus. Giants fan for 52 years. Straight up. Straight the F up, Michael. Let's ride. Rudy says, I'm not ready because our team isn't ready. We need more time. Whether they're ready or not, that season's going to stay pat for the first weekend or second weekend of September, whenever the season starts. I'm just ready. I'm ready to talk about real football, break down some games, do some game previews, rock out, talk to you guys every Monday, and be the Monday morning quarterback and kind of break down what happened on Sundays. Lost Boys for life. Let's roll. Let's roll. We got a super chat once again. Tutto, today's show's MVP. Massive salute to Marshy, the king of Giants Nation. Drop by to pay our proper respects and slap all the stinky sheagles out of the door. Forget about it. That guy. As we do as always on Giants Now, every single super chat guarantees you to get up on the screen like my guy Tutto here. He's one of the most consistent Giants Now subs out there. And we'll take 2 shots because you know what? It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. I'm off this Friday, so this is my Thursday. Is that how that works? Today's my Thursday. And we agreed last night the best days to drink of the week are Tuesday. And I'm going to say Thursday, which gives me an excuse to drink today. Tutto, I appreciate you, bro. You're always here for the real one. Shot number 1. Woo! Let's ride. All righty. Before we get this shot down, we told you guys at the top of the show about Aura, today's presenting sponsor. Now let's break it down and tell you guys what they do and why you should get started with them. They offer financial fraud protection, identity theft protection, online and device security, and family plans to protect up to 5 people. We do more online now than ever, and Aura is going to do everything they can to make sure your information and your identity stay safe online. Protect yourself and your loved ones. Because look, we're on the internet more and more, and your information is more accessible to the hackers and the scammers. I got my debit card hacked into 2-3 weeks ago. It sucked. Lost $700. I got it back, so that was a win. But it took me about a week. I had to make a whole bunch of calls and talk to a whole bunch of people, and it sucked. And I'm not going to have that happen to me anymore because I'm hooked up with Aura. You can do the same at aura.com/chatsports, a 14-day free trial that you could cancel at any time. That's in the comments and description of the video. Another super chat from my guy Devon Griffin. What up, bro? New York Giants fan for 30 years ever since I was born. That's what's up, bro. Look, the Giants fans on this channel are some of the biggest diehards I've ever seen. And that's why I love talking Giants football with you guys. Because look, like I live in Dallas. I don't live with my family anymore. My whole family are Giants fans. So I don't really get to talk Giants football unless I'm talking about it to you guys. And it sucks because I love talking Giants football. Devon, 2 shots for you. I appreciate the donation. It goes a long way. And I know you're a real one. I always see you in the comments. We got 2 mailbags on today's show. If you super chat like my guy Devon and Tutto did, you're guaranteed a spot to get a question answered on today's show. And every super chat, I got to slow down a little bit. It's 2 shots, every single one. We're already 3 shots in. We've been live for 14 minutes. At this rate, I don't know if I'll be able to finish the show. But look, maybe we'll challenge you. Can you guys get me drunk? We'll find out. Devon, this next one's for you. But seriously, guys, if you have a question to get in on today's show, I need you guys to type #Giants in the comment section and ask a question.
All right, Producer Matthew here.
Producer Petey, let him know.
Next question we get in will be the first question on the mailbag.
I like that. The first question we get in the comment section right now that can come through, make sure it says #Giants. We will lead our mailbag with that question. I don't think we've gotten any questions in today. We've one, and that's not enough. We can't do a whole show. So Tommy, Devon, the real ones, Mr. NY Stadium, Big Cujo, Tommy, Darren, I need you guys to ask a question in the comment section right now. Big Cujo, just make sure you include #Giants like it is on screen. It has to be like that to go through our software and to work out. Because if not, it's going to be really hard on Petey to pull the questions. He can do it. It's just going to be really hard. So I want someone to use #Giants in the comment section. First one we'll get on today's show. I feel like I'm begging at this point. Do you guys not want to talk Giants football today? You not got any questions for me? Man, maybe should we just pack it up and go? No, there's a space.
I'll make it work.
Dr. Pancake, you are so close. You just the hashtag and, put it up on screen. Let me talk them through it. Okay. Yes, put the question on screen. This isn't part of the cut. I just want to explain to them what I mean right here. Because look, as you see on the screen right here, hashtag Giants. Dr. Pancake, I appreciate your question. Thank you. It means a lot. It means we can do today's show. If the hashtag and the Giants have a space in between, it's not really going to work out. It might be able to because PD is the ultimate producer, but let's follow suit. Hashtag Giants. We got a couple rolling in. Dr. Pancake, we're going to start today's show with your question. Corinne's chopping it up. We got another super chat from Tutu. He says, Marshy, please don't challenge us with the shots. Tutu will show that super chat after the mailbag, and I got 2 shots to answer you. Tutu, man, I can drink with the best of them. One day, hopefully, I'll drink with you. Mr. NY Stadium, I appreciate you. Wagner, I appreciate you. Rudy, I appreciate you. The real ones are in the chat. It's July. We're talking Giants football. We got 37 people watching, but let's ride. Here we go. Let's get into a Giants mailbag right now. What's going on, everybody? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and we're about to get into a Giants Rumors mailbag, which aired from our live show that goes down every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. Subscribe, turn your notifications on so you can join us for next week. But first, I want to give a shout out to today's presenting sponsor, Aura, an all-in-one digital safety tool that's going to help you stay protected online, your identity, your information, as well as your family members. We'll tell you more about them later on in the show, but you can get started with a 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. Dr. Pancake, what's going on, man? Hashtag Giants. Should we keep Slayton as insurance against Shepard not coming back from his Achilles? That's a great question because, as we know, Darius Slayton is on the roster bubble. Through OTAs and minicamp this offseason, he's been running with the second team, and there's been rumors floated out there. The Giants are going to try to trade him because they may cut him when they get down to 53 players. And I think you bring up a really good point, keeping him as insurance. Because when you look at this Giants wide receiver depth chart, there's a lot of players on this team that are injury prone. Kenny Golladay, he's missed a good amount of time throughout his NFL career. Sterling Shepard, like you said, is coming back from that Achilles injury. Who knows if he's going to be ready week 1? Kadarius Toney missed 7 games last year. And then after that, the only real dependable guy you have is Wan'Dale Robinson. And I think we don't even really know if he's dependable. He was in college, but I'm not sure if he's going to be in the NFL. I sure hope so. So keeping Darius Slayton as insurance makes some sense to me. But at the end of the day, I think the Giants keep just 6 wide receivers to start the NFL season. You got Wan'Dale Robinson, Kadarius Toney, Kenny Golladay, and Sterling Shepard are locks as the top 4. And I think there's 3 guys competing for those final 2 spots in Richie James, CJ Board, and Darius Slayton. It makes sense to keep him, but sometimes there's just not enough room to keep everybody. Great question, Dr. Pancake. I appreciate you. Mikey, what up, bro? Haven't seen you in a while. What's good? 2023. Trade for Lamar Jackson or trade up for CJ Stroud. I'm honestly hyped about Stroud's talent and ceiling, 100%. I think Stroud and Bryce Young are going to be the number 1 and number 2 pick in the 2023 NFL draft. I would rather trade up and go get a rookie quarterback than trade for Lamar Jackson, because when you trade for him, you're also going to have to pay him $200, $250, $280 million, and he's going to want a lot of that guaranteed after he saw Deshaun Watson get all of his contract guaranteed. And I think part of the beauty about picking a rookie quarterback is that they're cost controlled at a very low rate compared to the other top quarterbacks in the NFL for the next 4 and 5 years. And that's your window as a team that's rebuilding with Joe Shane to build up the rest of the roster while your starting quarterback is making just pennies on the dollar. I'd be down to trade up for CJ Stroud. I'd be down to trade up for Bryce Young. But will that opportunity present itself? I could see both teams that finish number 1 and number 2 in the NFL draft order next year deciding to pick a quarterback and not trade out of that spot. If you could do it, I'd do it, and I'd prefer that over trading for Lamar Jackson. But if Jackson's on the trading block and the Giants have the 12th pick and they're not able to trade up to number 1, I definitely entertain the thought of calling Baltimore and see what they would want. I appreciate you, Mikey. Alfonso Soriano. Is this the Alfonso Soriano, Yankee legend, one of the most beautiful swings by a righty? Will Daniel Jones play all 17 games this season? This is a good question because me and my producer, Matthew Peterson, after work yesterday, we went and got some drinks, and he asked me the exact same question. And I told him, yes, I believe so. But then he said, do you think he'll be healthy for all 17 games? And I think that's a good question because Daniel Jones has missed games every single year of his NFL career, whether it was the knee injury or the neck injury or the ankle injury. He's missed some time. So does that mean Tyrod Taylor is going to start games this year? The only way I see Tyrod starting games is if Daniel Jones gets hurt. I don't think no matter how bad it gets for Daniel Jones under center this year, I don't see Brian Daboll pulling him and inserting the backup in QB2 and Tyrod Taylor. I think this is Daniel Jones' season to ride it out and show if he's the guy or if he's not the guy. But will he play all 17 games? And it's a good question, and honestly, I'm not confident that he will. So I'll ask you guys, the viewers watching right now, light up the comment section and let me know. 2 games for Tyrod Taylor. Will he play or start more than 2 games or less than 2 games? Let's play a little bit of a game. Over and under. Type O for over 2 games for Tyrod or U for under if you think he plays less than 2 games. Here at Chat Sports, we have NFL channels for essentially every single NFL team. I run our Giants channel, and our producer for today's show runs our Browns channel, the Cleveland Browns Report. And they're ahead of us in subscribers, and it is a race to 10,000 subscribers. Me and Matthew Peterson, the host of the Browns Report, made a bet about who's going to get to 10,000 subs first. And I'll tell you this much. Last week I felt confident because we were about 300 subs above the Browns Report. Right now, I'm shaking in my boots. I'm nervous. I'm having to watch my producer dance right now, and it's pissing me the fuck off. So if you love the Giants and want videos every single day on the latest Giants news and rumors, or if you just want to help me out and beat the Browns, because I'm cool with the Giants sucking, but losing to the Browns, that is just a stab in the knife and then a little bit of a twist after that. So help me beat the Browns Report to 10,000 subscribers. Go down right now and hit that big red button. Next question coming in from Corinne. What up, bro? Will Peart get the boot this year? Matt Peart, going into his 3rd season in the NFL, or 2nd season. I'm going to be honest. I don't remember. 2nd or 3rd season. I'm pretty sure it's 3rd season. He was a 3rd-round draft pick out of Utah, drafted by Dave Gettleman. He had some injuries come up. He tore his ACL. Entering year 3. Thank you for our statistician who is to be named, not be named. But entering year 3. He showed some signs last year, playing a little bit of that swing tackle. Played left tackle, played right tackle. Was a 3rd-round pick. You want your 3rd-round picks on the roster entering year 3. Do I think he makes it? Yes, but I think he starts the season on the PUP list because he tore his ACL at the end of December. He hasn't participated in any Giants OTAs or minicamp. And I think that means he's going to be on the outside looking into that 53-man roster, but I don't see the Giants just cutting him. I think they'll hold on to him and keep him on the PUP maybe for the first 6 weeks of the NFL season, then bring him back up to the practice squad or the 53-man roster if nobody else claims him. Great question. He should be a good player. Picked in the 3rd round, but he was picked by the war criminal, Dave Gettleman. I want to give a shout out to Aura, today's presenting sponsor, and you can get started with them today. A 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. Protect yourself against the frauds and the scammers. Get near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries. You know when your credit card or debit card gets hacked into and you check your statement a couple of days later and you're like, what the hell? I didn't spend $700 in a mall in Oregon. Aura, they'll let you know right when that transaction happens and they won't let it go through. Get started with the 14-day free trial. Aura.com/chatsports. $0 down that you can cancel at any time free of charge. Aura.com/chatsports. That's in the link. That link is in the comments and description of this video. Noah, what up, bro? Do you think Nick Gates is still a starter? If he can get back to the level that he was playing at before he got hurt, that's a starting level caliber center in the NFL. Do I think he ever does? I pray Yes, because I love Nick Gates. He's a badass. He's a dog. He plays in the trenches with attitude. He embodies what it is to be a New York Football Giant. He bleeds giant blue. But when you have that nasty of a leg injury that some people were calling career-threatening at the time, it is tough to come back from that and be the same player that you once were. I think he's in the same boat as Matt Peart. He's going to start the NFL season on the Giants' PUP list. He's going to have every opportunity to get healthy and show this staff that he can be that same player he once was. But who knows if he will be. Do I think he's going to be a starter this year? No. Hopefully he'll get back to where he was because that's a starting caliber player. But I think, unfortunately and ultimately, he starts the season on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list for the first 6 games of the season. Appreciate your question, though, Noah. Robert, should the Giants sign Dante Hightower? Not a fan of Tay Crowder. Okay, not a fan of Tay Crowder. I don't really get the hate for Crowder. He was a 7th-round pick, Mr. Irrelevant just a couple of years ago, and he's earned a spot on this team. I don't think he's a full-time starting linebacker. I think he's a guy that can come in and be your third inside linebacker. I don't really hate the idea of signing a guy like Hightower, someone that's very experienced, that knows what it takes to win football games in the NFL. He's won games in the playoffs. He's a part of that championship roster and camaraderie that the Patriots have built for a very long time. Kind of took a step back this year. He's 32 years old right now, 64 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, a sack and a half, and 4 QB hits. I do like the versatility of his game, though, because he is someone as a linebacker that's not an elite cover guy, but he's also someone that can bring pressure up the middle or off the edge from the linebacker spot. And with Wink Martindale as the defensive coordinator, I think he'd fit really good into this defense. But do the Giants need him? You know Blake Martinez is going to start. Sounds like Tate Crowder's going to start. And you just drafted Darian Beavers and Micah McFadden. And you have Cam Brown and Carter Coughlin. Are those guys better than Hightower? No, but they're younger and they fit the timeline a little bit more for what the New York Giants are doing. So I'll ask you the question. And honestly, if he's down to sign a 1-year veteran minimum deal, I would bring him in, see what he has, and I think he could earn his starting spot. But I'm just not sure he wants to play on a veteran minimum deal. But if you were Joe Schoen, if you were the Giants GM, should the Giants or would you sign Deontay Hightower? Type S for sign or type P for pass. Darren Gale, what's up, bro? One of the realest of the real ones. My guy, for real. I love seeing you on the Knicks channel, bro. It's pretty cool having followers on Giants Now and Knicks Now. But what's the updated win and loss total for this season? So I think what did I say? The Giants would go 9-8 or 8-9 in my schedule prediction video. The Giants, according to Vegas, based off of the 2022 win totals for every season team in the NFL, the Giants have the easiest record in the NFL. What does that mean? Easiest schedule, Good catch, Petey. It means that they're going to play a lot of bad teams that Vegas expects to be bad. But in the NFL, we know that anything can happen any given Sunday. You don't just back into wins in the NFL. You got to go out and earn it. If I had to bet today, I think the Giants over-under in win total is 7.5. I would bet over at 8. I don't know if they win more than 8 games. Could they? Yes. There's a lot of winnable games on the schedule. But look, it's the Giants, and I've come to expect nothing and prepare for the worst. So I'm hoping they can win 8 games. I think that would be a solid season for Dable in his first go-round. Appreciate it, Darren. Wagner, sorry for busting your chops about the crinkle-cut fries, but that was just a bad take. I give bad takes, but that one was bad. They asked, do you think Bellinger will get 5 touchdowns? The rookie tight end, 5 touchdowns in his rookie year. I think that would be a very successful season for the Giants. Bellinger's going to have a chance to become tight end one for the Giants this season. When you think about it, it's going to be Bellinger versus Ricky Seals-Jones. Whichever one of those guys is going to be able to prove themselves as the starting tight end, I think is going to have the better of the season. That was a pretty lame answer. Whoever starts more is going to have more touchdowns. But I think Bellinger is going to have a chance to be the starting tight end. He's been getting the reps with the ones through OTAs and minicamp. Ricky Seals-Jones has been working with the 2s and 3s. And as we know, Daniel Jones has shown a comfortability level with his tight ends through his NFL career so far. It's an easy throw for a young quarterback. They're big guys. They're big targets. They have large catch radiuses. They're able to use their strength to catch contested catches on 3rd down. Do I think he gets 5 touchdowns? I'll set the over-under at 5. I want you guys to answer in the comments section. Over or under 5 touchdowns for Bellinger. Type O for over, type U for under. Sandler, man, what up, bro? What player do you think makes the biggest jump this year for the Giants? This is a really good question. I think the Giants have a lot of sleepers on this roster. But if I had to bet a large sum of money on a player that I think makes the biggest jump from where they were last year to this year, give me the X-Man, Xavier McKinney. I think he is an all-pro caliber player. I think he's a candidate that could go from not being all-pro to all-pro. He was a baller last year. 93 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 11 pass breakups, 5 interceptions, and he's going to be asked to do more in the Wink Martindale defense. He was already great last year. He was the only safety or the only player in the NFL to have more 90 tackles, 10 pass breakups, and 5 interceptions of anybody in the NFL. That's how good he is. That's the type of talent that he brings. He's a do-it-all safety. He can be your center field safety. He can come down and play a little bit of slot corner. He can come play in the box and be that Mike linebacker on nickel and dime sets. And I'm expecting him, with Wink Martindale calling the shots as the defensive coordinator, he's going to become the captain, the leader, and the do-it-all player in this system. He'll blitz, he'll cover, he'll defend the run, and I think he makes a huge jump this year and cements himself as one of the best safeties in the NFL. I think he has a chance to make the all-pro team, but I want to hear from you. Will Xavier McKinney, in his 3rd season in the NFL, be an all-pro player this year? Sound off. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think the X-Man has a great chance to be great this year. He brings everything to the game that you want in a safety, man. He really does. He's physical, he's athletic, he's smart, he's a leader. He gets people organized. Caesar's typing Y. Wagner's typing Y. Chet Sparks is typing Y. Rosario's typing Y. Dustin's typing Y. The Big Moo's being a hater. He's typing no chance. Dustin's Y. We got some super chats. Okay, Tommy41 Tommy says, McKinney, Holmes, Love, Flott, Evans, Robinson, Williams, all solid, especially with the D-line. Tibb, Aziz, Dex, Williams, Hinton, Davidson, Ellis, Ward, Beavers, McFadden, Martinez. Yikes. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what you were trying to say by that. Let me know, Tommy. Tutu, another super chat. Marshy, please don't challenge us with D shots, LOL. We all earn 7 to 8 figures a year, except our rookies in the practice squad. I don't know what that means. On your rugby team. Okay, see, well, I wish. Good for you, Tutu. I will say this, though. I don't think you can do it. And I have my producer in my ear right now saying he doesn't think you can do it. And he's a Cleveland Browns fan. So let's prove him wrong, Tutu, as we pour up. Did he go back-to-back super chats? All right, so we got 4 shots to knock out right now. Please enjoy your day with all the shots. We don't drink, never smoke. Well, you sound like fun at parties. No drugs or PED, strict diet, extreme discipline lifestyle, grind daily, and killer workouts. I used to be like that too, but now I like to get faded a little bit. Yes, now I go out on Tuesdays after work, Taco Tuesday, Tequila Tuesday. Are you guys tequila or whiskey people? Type T for tequila, type W for whiskey. I think this is, did I just take 1? Here's 2. All right, we got 2 more. 2 more. Oh, no, another one. Another one hits the dust. Chet says dub. The Big Moo says shot for me. Tommy says Don Julio. Tommy, I knew I could party with you. I used to be a whiskey guy. No, because I'm a man, and I'm 40. A Cowboys fan just asked me if I need help taking shots. Did he just call me soft? That's disrespectful. Type F Dallas in the comments. That's number 3. We got 1 more. K for Kool-Aid. I like Kool-Aid. Just don't fumble it. If you want to come take, I need a shot glass. All right, did the other one come in? This is it? All right, I just knocked down 4. I got 2 more for you, Tutu. Massive shout out to our Italian. I just don't know what that word is. What is that, Petey? Passiano into live chat. Mr. Rosario Guzzo. That's my guy, Rosario. Is he in the chat? I haven't seen him. I got a whole bunch of F Dallases in the comments. Tutu says, please call Chugs over to help with the shots. Chugs, unfortunately, is not at work today. I love Chugs. That's my guy. We went to college together. Tutu, I owe you one more. F Dallas in the chat from D Giant. Tommy says F to Cowgirls. Corinne says F Dallas. Tutu says F Dallas. St. Thomas says tequila. I can party with you. We got the Cowboys fan and the clown, because that's what they are. They're the clown show of the NFL. Let him take a shot. Let's go. For the NFC East.
No. Fuck Jason Garrett.
F Jason Garrett. Type F Jason Garrett in the comments. Let's roll. Here we go. Is he going to be able to do it? Oh, he did it. That's legendary. Not going to lie. That's what's up. Thank you, Tommy. Tutu, that was a Cowboys fan wearing his game day outfit on Sundays, if you know what I'm saying. F. Jason Garrett is in the chat. Michael saying F. Gettleman. I'm always down for an F. Dave Gettleman. Someone commented on one of my videos one time. It was like, bro, you got to ease up on Gettleman. He had cancer. And, you know, that took me back a little bit. But I'm not judging him off that. I'm judging him off of him being a general manager, and he wasn't good at that. Him having cancer has nothing to do with it. So don't try to make me look like that type of guy. That pissed me off, not going to lie. Michael, F. Gettleman. Wagner, F. Jason Garrett. The Big Moo, F. Jason Garrett. All right, we're about to get into the latest news and rumors. We're going to take a look at training camp as we're less than 2 weeks away. I got some position battles that I think we should look at. Remember, all Super Chats get on screen. All Super Chats equal 2 shots. I'm already about 8 shots deep. Not going to lie, I'm pretty faded, but... All right, let's do it. Training camp battles. Let's roll. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Here at Chat Sports, we have multiple NFL channels, and it is a race to 10,000 subscribers between the Cleveland Browns Report and New York Giants Now, hosted by yours truly. And I don't want to lose. We already lose enough as Giants fans, but losing to the Browns just hits a little bit different. So help me get to 10,000 subscribers before the Cleveland Browns Report. Hit that big red button and also get free daily videos on the latest Giants news and rumors. In today's show, we're going to take a look at Giants training camp as we are less than 2 weeks away from camp being kicked off. We got some position battles that I think will be interesting to watch once camp opens up. But first, I want to give a shout out to today's presenting sponsor, Aura, an all-in-one digital safety tool that will help you stay protected online against the fraudsters and the hackers. We'll tell you more about them later on in the show, but you can get started with a 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. Giants training camp is less than 14 days away. The rookies will report to camp July 19th, and the vets will show up a week later, July 26th. The Giants, they have 12 practices over an 18-day stretch, and this is going to be key for a lot of people trying to make that 53-man roster. I think in order of how important it goes, I think preseason and then training camp are most important for players that are trying to get off of that roster bubble spot. And in today's show, we're going to look at 5 position battles that I think are going to be very important as the Giants try to trim down from 90 to 53 people on the roster. But before I give you my 5 biggest training camp battles to watch, I want to hear from you in the comments section. In your opinion, what is the biggest training camp battle? Is it for the starting tight end, wide receiver 3, the backup outside corner, strong safety, middle linebacker, the third edge rusher, the center, the left guard? Let me know the biggest training camp battle in the comment section right now. I think the biggest one is Ricky Seals-Jones versus Daniel Bellinger, the rookie. Ricky Seals-Jones was signed in NFL free agency to a 1-year veteran minimum deal by Joe Shane and the New York Giants, and Daniel Bellinger was selected in the 4th round of the NFL draft. But we've already got kind of an update and a look at what's going to happen, because Daniel Bellinger, he was running with the ones in OTAs and minicamps this summer. Although, I will admit, Brian Dable calls it a rep chart and not a depth chart. And what does that mean? He said, the players that you're seeing play the most in the summer are the ones we want to see the most reps from. So that makes sense. You want to see the rookies get the most reps. But why would you not want to see Ricky Seals-Jones, someone that's coming over in their first season from the Giants, get the most reps? I think that's interesting. But when you look at the Giants' tight end depth chart, Daniel Bellinger, Ricky Seals-Jones, I have him as tight end 1A and tight end 1B. Then I have Jordan Akins at tight end 3. I think Austin Allen and Chris Miriak ultimately get cut. And it comes down to having 3 tight ends on the roster. Bellinger, Seals-Jones, Aiken. I could see Austin Allen making the roster, but I think those 3 guys pictured on screen are all locks to eventually make this roster. Bellinger wasn't asked to do a lot in college. And Ricky Seals-Jones really hasn't done a lot in his NFL career. He's been on multiple teams, spent his first 2 years of his career with Arizona Cardinals, having just less than 50 receptions and 4 touchdowns and 25 games played. Then he played 1 season with the Cleveland Browns. In 14 games, he had 14 receptions and 4 touchdowns. He can score in the red zone, as he did last year against the Giants on Thursday Night Football when Darius Slayton dropped the game winner. He has potential. He has the skills. He was a 5-star recruit coming out of Sealy, Texas. Played quarterback, transitioned to wide receiver when he went to Texas A&M, and then transitioned to tight end. He has more true, raw receiving skills, in my opinion, than Daniel Bellinger, but everything we've seen, heard, and known is that Bellinger has the fast track to be the starter. So I want to ask you, if you had to predict it today, pick a starter for Week 1 of the Giants' 2022 NFL season. Rub your crystal ball, be a genie, let me know. Type RS for Ricky Seals-Jones or DB for Daniel Bellinger. The second biggest position battle to watch is for the starting left guard spot. And that's going to be Shane Lemieux versus Josh Ezeudu. I also think Max Garcia, the free agent interior offensive lineman, the Giants signed from the Arizona Cardinals in free agency, will be competing, as well as Ben Bredesen, for that left guard spot. That'll be a position battle to closely monitor. We're going to break that down in further detail in a second. But first, I want to tell you more about Aura. We told you about them off the top of today's show, and let's break them down more. You do more online now than ever, and Aura does more to keep you safe. Get started with a 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. Shop, bank, and work online more safely and privately, because you don't want to have your debit card, your credit card, your identity stolen. None of that. It sucks. It happened to me, and I'm making sure it doesn't happen anymore by getting hooked up with Aura. A 14-day free trial. No reason not to get started. Go to aura.com/chatsports and get hooked up today. When you take a look at this Giants offensive line, I have Lemieux penciled in right now as the starting left guard. He was the Giants' starting left guard to start last season, had that nasty injury where he missed the rest of the season. But we do know, and if you're subscribed, you know this as well, that Brian Daboll was scouting Shane Lemieux very heavily when he was entering the NFL draft out of Oregon. He told him that he wanted him to play for the Buffalo Bills. It didn't happen. He went to the Giants, and he said, that being Shane Lemieux, that Daboll stayed close contact, in-town contact with him. They have a good relationship. And that's why I ultimately think Shane Lemieux wins the job over a guy like Joshua Ezeudu. I'm hoping down the line, maybe halfway through the season or next season, Ezeudu is the starter. Because when you spend a top 100 pick on an interior offensive lineman or a top 100 pick in general on a player, you want them starting on your team within the first year or two while they're in the system. I'm hoping that's the case with Ezeudu, but Week 1, if I had to predict it today, I think Shane Lemieux wins the job in training camp, in preseason, and starts Week 1. Cornerback number 3. Not cornerback 3 as in the slot. I'm talking the backup outside corner to Adoree Jackson and Aaron Robbins. I think Rodarius Williams and Maurice Canady are going to be fighting it out to see who is going to be that backup outside corner. Because when you look at this depth chart, I think it's pretty safe to say that Adoree Jackson and Aaron Robinson are going to be your starting outside corners. Then I also think it's going to be a little bit of a competition between Darnay Holmes and Cordell Flott. But it's going to be Maurice Canady and Rodarius Williams battling it out in training camp as well as preseason to cement themselves as the backup outside corner in this defense. It's going to come down to what they do in training camp. Are they going to be able to show that they're able to pick up the playbook? Rodarius Williams is still a really young player, entering year 2. Maurice Canady, he's popped around the NFL for a couple of years. He's played under Wink Martindale before. So I would not be surprised if Week 1, the backup outside corner was Canady. But as a fan of this team and hoping they get better every single game, I think it's better to put Rodarius Williams in that spot. Had some experience last year as a starter, is liked in this locker room by the vets like Adoree Jackson. And I just think that a guy like Rodarius Williams helps you understand more what you have on this team in the depth chart. Because if you don't ever play the young guys, you don't ever develop them, you don't know what kind of depth you're going to have. And playing Williams, I think will give you a better idea of what you have in the defensive backfield at that cornerback spot, especially on the outside. I think Rodarius Williams wins the job, but I want to hear from you. Who do you want the Giants' third outside cornerback to be? Do you want it to be Rodarius Williams, Maurice Canady? Do you want to see the rookie Cordell Flott slide to the outside? I think it may be a couple of years before he's an outside corner. I think he's going to get burned this year as a rookie in the slot, but I want to hear from you right now. Let me know who you want to be the third outside corner. Wide receiver 4 is the next biggest training camp battle to watch, in my opinion. That's going to be first Wan'Dale Robinson, the rookie wide receiver, the second-round draft pick out of Kentucky, and Darius Slayton. And it's going to come down to those two guys, and if Slayton doesn't win that job, I don't think he makes this team. It's that simple. When you look at this depth chart, we know Golladay, Shepard, Toney, that's your wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, and wide receiver 3. The wide receiver 4 is going to come between Robinson and Slayton. Robinson has impressed the coaches so far. Dable has talked about him. Daniel Jones has talked about him. He hasn't missed a practice. He's young. He was drafted by this regime. I think he has the inside track to win that job. But Darius Slayton has proven in the NFL that he can get it done before. I'm not the biggest fan of Slayton, but I can't argue that he wasn't great as a rookie after being a 5th-round pick out of Auburn. He stepped into that starting role and had 48 grabs for 740 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 2 drops. But it was after that that he kind of fell off a little bit. 12 drops the next 2 seasons, less than 80 grabs, just over 1,000 yards, and 5 touchdowns in the next 29 games played. My prediction, and it's not because I don't like him, it's because I'm paying attention. I'm reading the tea leaves. I'm listening to how Brian Dable and Joe Shane talk about these guys. Darius Slayton is probably going to get cut. And it sucks because he's still a young player. He has some upside. He's fast. He can be a deep threat on the outside. But I think that the Giants really like Richie James. Brian Dable has talked about him. And we know that they like C.J. Board, the special team specialist. They're going to keep 6 wide receivers. And I think Slayton is going to end up as wide receiver 7. Last one on today's show, running back 3, Antonio Williams versus Gary Brightwell versus Jashaun Corbin. I could see the Giants keeping 4 running backs on this roster, but I would not be surprised if they keep just 3. I think we all know that Saquon Barkley and Matt Breida are locks to make this roster as RB1 and RB2. And then I think Brightwell, Corbin, and Williams are going to battle it out to be that 3rd running back. I like what the Giants running back group has right now. We love Saquon Barkley, want to see him play all 17 games. Breida is a speed demon that's going to be on the field at times with Saquon Barkley. But Brightwell, Corbin, and Williams, they're all going to be competing in training camp and preseason to be that 3rd back. Could they keep 4? I could see so. But I will say this, of Corbin, Brightwell, and Williams, one of them intrigues me the most, and that's Jashaun Corbin, the undrafted free agent out of Florida State. He reminds me a little bit, he's a little bit taller, he's about 5'11" compared to Ahmad Bradshaw, who's 5'9". They just run with that nastiness. They like to stick their foot in the ground and get north and south. They have agility there to be an elite back, and I think Corbin has that, as well as he provides a little bit more special teams value than a guy like Antonio Williams. Gary Brightwell played on special teams for a large part of his rookie season, so he brings that as well. But Corbin, he can return punts, he can return kicks, and I think he's a little bit better out of the backfield as a receiving back than Gary Brightwell. But I'll ask you guys this question before we jet on out of here of today's segment. Who will be RB3 for the New York Football Giants? Type JC for the undrafted rook and Jashaun Corbin. Type GB for Gary Brightwell or AW for Antonio Williams. I want to hear all of you in the comment section right now. I don't know who I'm rocking with, but I would like to see Jashaun Corbin win that battle. Tommy41, Tommy says keep Corbin for sure. I think he was a sneaky pickup by this regime. I think he's going to bring a lot of talent to this room. We got Corbin from Tommy. Rosario, what up, bro? He says JC. Corinne says JC. Devon says GB. Michael says JC. Big Cujo says JC. Wagner says JC. Mike says GB. I think that's Elite. JC. Bye, Brightwell. Hello, Corbin from D Giant. Rosario Guzzo. You're a smart guy, Tommy. And Slacker says GB. We got another super chat from Tutu, today's MVP. He says, Marshy, please make it an official announcement on your live show. We'll be at D-Link January 8th, Giants away game. All boys, losers, pull up and show up or shut the hell up. 220 Italian Spartan strong. Let's ride. January 8th at the Link. Join my guy Tutu there. Let's ride. Tutu. I appreciate you, bro. Like, you really just make these live shows fun. That's why I got into this line of work, to have fun, and you make it fun, Tutu. Shot number 1. Signor Guzzo, I'll never be able to play in the NFL. I'll be fined, ejected, or suspended in every game in the NFL. Sweet sound of Banes and joints cracking. Bones and joints. See, bones? Bones and I plow. You plow OTs so hard. Okay. He didn't say it. I said it. Or he said it. I didn't say it. No fancy sauce. Last one for 2-2. Then we'll get to this mail sack. Down the hatch. Nothing tastes quite like Christmas like Fireball. Marshall. Yeah, Mike, it's the only thing we got in office. I'm going to be honest. I'm a tequila guy. Hook me up with the 1942, the Casamigos, but look, I'm not going to bring my own liquor into work. That's weird. They'll call you an alcoholic for that. I'll just drink what they have here. And we got Fireball, and it works. It does work. I will tell you that. It does work. I appreciate you, bro. You're a real one. We got another mailbag to get into, and right now I'm getting word from my producer, the next person to ask a question using hashtag Giants in the comment section, it'll be the first one on the show. Is that real booze, the big moo? Honestly, the fact that you asked that kind of pissed me off a little bit. That means you think I'm a faker. That's fucked up. Yes, it's real. Come on, man. What do you think? I'm a phony? That's a joke. D Giant says me and you could party. Look, I'm down to always party. Look, man, I like to have a good time. I'm here for the people. But for real, if you haven't yet, ask a question. I'd love to answer your question. We got another mailbag coming up. You can also super chat like Tutu has, like Devon has. You'll become an MVP of today's show. And I'll have to take 2 shots for every super chat that rolls in. In every super chat that rolls in, we'll put your question up on screen. Mike Francis dropped the first question, Petey. So make sure he starts the mailbag for me. Is there any chance we get past 10 wins? Let me pull up the Giants schedule. Super chat. Use hashtag Giants in the comment section right now. Rumble. Rumble. Are you ready to rumble? Hashtag Giants. Super chat. All super chats get on the show. I got their schedule right here. Yes, I am ready. We're about to get into a Giants Rumors mailbag right now. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. And this live Rumors mailbag aired on our live show every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you join us next week. Subscribe and turn your notifications on so you get alerted every single time we drop a video here. Because with the NFL season just a couple of weeks and months away, our content is going to get only better and better. And I'm not going to want you guys to miss anything. So subscribe and turn on your notification. It's the bell icon right about here. Click it and set it to all, and you will never miss a video by us here at Chat Sports and New York Giants Now. Mike Francis, one of the real ones. What's up, bro? Is there any chance we get past 10 wins this season? Let's roll through the schedule. Petey, count off the winnable games for me. I think the Panthers is a winnable game. I think the Bears in week 4 is a winnable game. I think the Jaguars in week 7 is winnable. I think the Seahawks in week 8 is winnable. I think week 10 against the Texans is winnable. I think week 11 against the Lions is winnable. I think week 13 versus Washington is winnable. And I also think you can split with the Eagles. That's at 7 wins right there. I didn't count the Cowboys game as a win. I didn't count the Titans or the Packers or the Ravens. So yes, there is a way that the Giants can win 10 games, but I would hover right around 8. Would I love to see them win 10 games? Absolutely. The Giants have the easiest schedule based off of 2020 win totals in Vegas this year. If they play good, if Dable cements himself as a top coach, they could win 10 games. Do I think they do? Probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think 8 or 7 games is a little bit more realistic. Appreciate your question, Mike. Corinne, what up, bruh? What are your thoughts on the Saquon Barkley report that came out stating he doesn't know how to play running back? So yes, I'm going to pull up the tweet so I can exactly read it. But ESPN put out an article yesterday, that being Tuesday, July 12th. Thank you, Petey. That they interviewed coaches and GMs, and they asked them, who are your top 10 running backs? And one guy said this, I'm down on him. He still doesn't know how to play running back enough. He's a bouncer. He wants every run to be a home run. He's going to have to learn that 4-yard runs in the NFL are good instead of stopping, cutting it back, and losing 2 yards. And he gets his ass kicked in protection. Those are harsh words. But is Saquon Barkley a top 10 running back? Potential? Talent? Absolutely. But you get judged off of what you do on the gridiron in between the white lines. In the past couple of seasons, Barkley hasn't been a top 10 guy. I'm hoping this year with Dable, a better offensive line, and him being healthy and have an offseason where he can work, he can get better. What does DJ need to do to get a contract extension? Appreciate your question, D Park. Honestly, I think he's got to go to the playoffs. I really do. If you're Joe Shane and the Giants fall short of the playoffs this year, unless Daniel Jones is the reason that you won those games and not the reason that you didn't make the playoffs, you're going to have to move on from him. Because when a new GM comes in and a new head coach comes in, and especially in this situation where the GM and the head coach come from the same place that they were prior to this, which was the Buffalo Bills, they're going to be on the same page. And most of those times, the new GM likes to get their quarterback in. They like to draft their guy and build around him. So if Daniel Jones doesn't lead the Giants to the playoffs or win 9 games or 10 games, or you don't feel better about Jones coming out of this season than you did last season, this might very well be his last season with the New York Football Giants. He needs to control what he can control. And as an athlete, that's all you can ask for. He plays great, he'll get a contract extension. He doesn't, he won't. I really think it is that simple. I got a question for y'all, though. What does Daniel Jones need to do to get a contract extension? For me, it's get to the playoffs or be competing to get to the playoffs in week 17 and week 18 of the NFL season. But I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. What does Daniel Jones need to do to get a contract extension? Rosario, my guy, what up, bro? Well, Giants D be in the top 10. I think there's a good chance that they could be a top 10 defense this year. There's a lot of talent on that side of the football. And you start with the defensive line of Leonard Williams, Azeez Ojulari, and Kayvon Thibodeau, and Dexter Lawrence. Those are 4 primetime players. Blake Martinez, if he can get back to the level he played at before his ACL, that's another primetime player. Xavier McKinney is going to be a good football player. We know that. We saw that last year. He has potential to make the Pro Bowl. And Adoree Jackson is a good corner. Second half of the season, he was a top 10 corner in the NFL per Pro Football Focus. The fireball is catching up to me. It's not fake. 7 players right there. That's 7 elite players on the defense, in my opinion. And with Don Wink Martindale, who's been one of the best defensive coordinators for the past 5 seasons in the NFL, I think he can lead this team to being one of the best in the NFL. Rosario, I appreciate you. You're a real one. If you haven't yet, make sure you go down right now and hit that big red button, because we are losing in the race to 10,000 subscribers to another channel at Chat Sports here, the Cleveland Browns Report. I hate losing. But I hate losing to the Cleveland Browns even more than just regularly losing. So if you love the Giants and you're looking for a place on YouTube for free daily videos every single day, that's what free daily videos means. Go down right now and hit that big red button. Cameron, could you see the Giants making a mid-season trade? I think it matters what the Giants are doing and how their season is going. Let's say the Giants are having an underwhelming season and they're not playing that well. Could they look to trade Saquon Barkley? He's on the last year of his deal, and if he's not playing well and you have no intentions of re-signing him, I think the dumb move would be to not trade him. I think if you're having a bad season and you've agreed between Dable, Kafka, Joe Shane, the assistant general manager, that Saquon Barkley is not in the future plans of the Giants, the move is to trade him at the trade deadline. Get something back. Trade him to a contender that feels that they are running back away. Because Saquon, when healthy, goes to a good team and he's not the focal point of the offense, I think he could be a spark to a team to bring him over the top. But let's say the Kansas City Chiefs called you in week 7 and said, hey, we'll give you a 4th-round pick for Saquon Barkley. You hang up the phone, you send the fax to Roger Goodell, and you make it happen. I'd hate to see Saquon go, but if you don't have intentions of keeping him long-term and paying him money that he's going to want in free agency, get something back for him. Trade him for a pick. He could be the guy I see the Giants trading at the NFL trade deadline. But I want you guys to predict the future for me right now. Will Saquon Barkley be on the Giants in 2023? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to hear all of your answers in the comment section right now. So sound off for me. Will Saquon be on the Giants in 2023? Type Y for yes or type N for no. DJ, what's up, fam? In the event Daniel Jones doesn't come back to the Giants, is there a specific QB you want from next year's draft? That's a good question. Daniel Jones replacements. I'd be cool with CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. They're the top 2 quarterbacks entering the 2023 NFL draft. Unfortunately, I think they go number 1 and number 2 in the NFL draft. And as much as I love the Giants, I just don't see them being a team that finishes with a bottom 2 record in the NFL. Could it happen? Yes. Do I think it happens? No. Could they finish bottom 10? I think that's a possibility. I also think there's another couple of young QBs in the NFL. What's his name out of Miami? Tyler Van Dyke. I think he has a strong arm. He's athletic. I do not want Will Levis from Kentucky. The guy eats bananas with the banana peel on and puts mayonnaise in his coffee. Certified weirdo. But seriously, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, I'm going to pay very close attention to what goes down on Saturdays during the college football season to see if there's any quarterbacks that stand out to me. But DJ, great question. I like the forward thinking. That's what smart organizations do. Here on Giants Now, we're also putting our content over on Rumble, rumble.com/NYGiantsTV. It's another video platform service, very similar to YouTube, but it's a little bit more edgy and uncensored. And when I drop an F-bomb, it won't be blurted out. But seriously, help us show some love. If you love what we do here on YouTube and Giants Now by Chat Sports, show us some love over on Rumble because we are just shy of 3,000 subscribers, and we're 3rd in the rankings of most followers over on Rumble. And I want to go for that number 1 top spot. So follow us, rumble.com/NYGiantsTV. That link will be in the comments and description of this video. Mikey, what are the chances McFadden or Beavers could start over Crowder? Good question. Week 1, I don't think either of them start over Crowder. But if Crowder struggles to start the season week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, I could see McFadden and Beavers start to get rep at that spot. I really like Darian Beavers as a prospect. I thought he was someone that the Giants got great value on by drafting him in the 6th round of the NFL draft out of Cincinnati. I had him as a 4th-round prospect, so to get him in the 6th was a win by Joe Shane. I think that Beavers has more potential as a true inside linebacker than a guy like McFadden. I like McFadden more as that hybrid inside-outside linebacker, one that can blitz off the edge and also blitz up the middle. He's kind of a better version of Carter Coughlin. So the chances of them starting over him week 1, I'd say 5-10%. But week 8, who's the starting inside linebacker next to Blake Martinez? I put it at 30%. That it's no longer Tay Crowder. And that just might be because of how good of a player Darian Beavers in. I think we need to understand that he was a beast in college, got underdrafted, and he might pop this year? Great question, Mikey. Last question on today's show from Possibly Epic. What is going on with our tight end room? Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. The Giants, there's some good veteran tight ends still out there. Jared Cook's still available. I'd love for the Giants to bring him in. They're really young in the tight end room. And right now, I think it's a tie at who's going to be tight end 1A and tight end 1B. I think Daniel Bellinger has the fast track, the inside path to be that starting tight end. He was a 4th-round pick, and he's been impressing early on. He's been running with the ones. Ricky Seals-Jones has been a little bit underwhelming from people I've talked to and from things I've seen so far through the Giants' offseason programs. They don't have a lot of veteranship in this tight end room, so they're going to lean on guys that haven't really done it before, in Bellinger and Ricky Seals-Jones. But I will say this. Don't be surprised if the Giants run a lot of offensive sets with no tight end on the field. I'm talking 5 offensive linemen, quarterback and running back in the gun, 7 people, and 4 wide receivers split out. Imagine having Galladay, Shepard, Robinson, Wan'Dale Robinson, Kadarius Toney, and Saquon Barkley all on the field at the same time. I think that's what's going to happen this year. I don't think a tight end is going to be a heavily focused player in this offense because we don't really have an elite tight end. Can Bellinger be good? Yes, but he's a rookie, 4th-round pick. I don't want to put that pressure and that expectation on him just yet. I think the tight ends will play a role in this offense. I just don't think it will be a significant role in year 1 of Dable and Kafka. But we'll end today's mailbag with this question. Who has more touchdowns this year for the Giants? If you're rocking with Ricky Seals-Jones, type RS, or if you think it's going to be the Rook, the 4th-round draft pick, type DB for Daniel Bellinger. I'm really expecting the Giants to run kind of like a spread offense this year. And that's what we've heard through offseason, through camp, through mini camp, through OTAs, that they're going to, just put all the playmakers they can on the field. Some votes coming in. DB from Rosario. I think that was Tutto who said DB. Tommy says Seals. Rudy just got in a question. I'll answer that real quick right after this super chat from Tutto. Rudy, don't let me forget. New York, 11-6 next season. We say forget about it. Giants go 11-6 next year. This channel's going to be on fire. I'll tell you that much. 11-6. Tutto, I hope you're right. Speaking of Tutto, I got 2 more shots for you, Tutto. But this question came in right after the buzzer, after we finished that video. It was from Rudy, one of the real ones. I always see him in the comments. Will we be more pass heavy? Yes, I would say bookmark this. By the end of the 2022 season, the Giants will have thrown 62% compared to 38% run. I think they will be a very pass-heavy offense. I think Saquon Barkley will be lined up as a receiver, and I think they're going to do that to take the pressure off of Daniel Jones. Not feel like he has to get a first down every time he throws the ball. They're going to get the ball out quick to the open guy, to the playmaker in space. Lions Talk with Micro Mike by Chat Sports. What the F is going on? Micro, I rock out with you. You're my guy. You're a real one. Let's roll. If you think it's a good idea to jump in a bathtub full of fish blood and then jump in the Gulf of Mexico, you should subscribe to Giants Now right now. Shot number 1 for Tutto. From your mouth, Tutto, to God's ears. Rosario, Tutto, we won 11 games. I will be so proud to tell you I'm wrong. I will be so happy. That's for sure. All right, another one from Tutto, and I just saw another super chat roll in. You know what the best part about this is? Got to do more work after this. Yeah. All right, Rudy came in with the super chat. We'll get that up on screen for you. I'll get shot number 1 ready, Rudy. Tutto says, Signor Guzzo, I'm in the game and I love Barkley. I'm also involved in recruiting my defensive squad. I won't buy a salvage car and waste money to finish the race. Much love and respect always. Tutto, you're a real one. Let's ride. Rudy, we'll get your super chat up in a second. Here's shot number 1. There it is. Appreciate you and your crew. Let's go, Giants. Shout out to Petey. Shout out to Patrick. Without them, today's show would not have been possible. And let's go, Giants. One more shot, and let's get the hell out of here before any more super chats come in. Because I don't know if I can do any more. All righty. We'll end it on this shot. Let's ride. To the Giants, 11-6. Let's get another Super Bowl. Let's ride.